Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Sorry, bro. We didn't know to step in. I'll get out of here. Standing by. Slating.
Hello, I am Austin Shuck here this evening for Bradford Becker. Welcome to Red Barn Radio. This evening we continue forward in our 22nd year of broadcasting with episode 864. Our guest this week is Mr. Randy Steele. Hailing from the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains in Chattanooga, Tennessee, Randy is an award-winning banjoist, guitarist, and singer-songwriter who has opened up for the likes of Sam Bush, Steep Canyon Rangers, the infamous Stringdusters, among others. With 3 critically acclaimed albums under his belt, he's been featured on Relix Magazine, No Depression, and the Bluegrass Situation. We welcome Randy Steele.
If I had a golden smile, I'd wear it on my face, darling. Every time you come around, I don't have a golden smile, but it don't matter anyhow. If I had a heart of stone, if I had a heart of stone, with ventricles of granite pumping gravels through my veins, it don't matter anyways, I don't have a heart of stone. If I had a dollar bill, if I had $10 bills, I'd spend it all on you, darling. Every last burnt red cent, but my money has been spent, and I don't have a dollar bill. Soul to sell. If I had a soul to sell, I'd put a sign up in my window, says buy one get one free, and then I'd sell them your soul too, and you'd always be with me. If I had a holding smile.
Good evening and welcome to Red Barn Radio. Wherever in the world you're listening, welcome to Roots Music Southern Style. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn Radio's official radio partner, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.org. Red Barn Radio is supported by Visit Lex, Lexington, Kentucky's Convention and Visitors Bureau. More information on what Lexington has to offer is at visitlex.com. LexArts, Lexington, Kentucky's premier cultural development, advocacy, and fundraising organization, working for the development of a strong and vibrant arts community as a means of enhancing the quality of life in Central Kentucky. Follow Red Barn Radio on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Here's the host of Red Barn Radio to tell us more about tonight's performers.
Our guest this evening is a great songwriter and a powerhouse instrumentalist, a 2023 Kerrville Folk Festival Songwriter Finalist, an Americana Songwriter Competition Finalist, and New Song Leaf Songwriting Competition Finalist. Randy Steele also received an Independent Music Award for Bluegrass Song of the Year for his song Mobile Soon. We are so glad to have you on with us this evening and for music and conversation with Mr. Randy Steele.
Tulsa, at State Fairgrounds picking up trash. You said you only had 2 hours left, and I was jealous of that. told me that your name was Lily, but later on I found out it was Angela. Thinking back, that seems so silly. Angels with halos don't have to holler. They don't owe nobody money. They don't bum no cigarettes. Angels with pretty wings don't need a ride. Oh, but honey, you ain't no angel. I bumped into your mama just last Tuesday at the package store on I-55. She looked up when she heard her mention my name. She smiled, but there were tears in her eyes. I used to picture you so clearly, but now time has taken away that memory. Till I wonder if you were even here with me. Angels with halos don't have to holler. They don't owe nobody money. They don't bum no cigarettes. Angels with pretty wings don't need a ride. Oh, honey, you ain't no angel. I remember when you told me you quit drinking a couple of weeks after your second DUI. But quitting don't weigh half as much as craving, and all you needed was a ride. I still think of you each Labor Day weekend, and I think of you again from time to time. And I wonder, where the hell have you been? Angels with halos don't have to holler. They don't owe nobody money. They don't bum no cigarettes. Angels with pretty wings don't need a ride. Oh, and honey, you ain't no angel. Oh, but honey, you ain't no angel. Oh, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. That's a song I wrote on my first album. The first album I recorded in 2016 in Muscle Shoals, Alabama at Fame Studios, which is a really, really cool experience. And it was called, the name of the album is called Songs from the Suck. And you can pick it up anywhere you pick up, well, you know, you can pick it up places. It's not in like, you know, it's in all the places it's got to be. All right, this is a song about my second wife. It's called Louise. Louise was the apple of my eye. She took my heart with her when she said goodbye. I cried and I worked hard every day so that me and Louise could be happy our own way. Well, I trailed her home, it wasn't my dream either. And these late bills, they don't pile up on their own. I tried for all of these troubled years to please her. Oh, Louise, I'm gonna make it home my own. Last night, came home late from work again. Well, a note on the front door said I'm staying with my friends. I drove my old pickup all around until I found Louise in the cheapest bar in town. She drove here in a car my daddy gave me, and some fella keeps calling, hanging up the phone. Each dollar bill I make seems to escape me. Oh, Louise, I'm gonna make it on my own. so drunk she could barely stand. In a black mani skirt, dancing with some other man. I closed a bloodshot, tired, and weary eye, and I tried to push out a memory to the corner of my mind. Well, I'm tired of picking her up off of the pavement. All these long nights when she don't even come home. She thinking it's a whisper, but it's a statement. Oh, Louise, I'm gonna make it home on my own. Louise, I hope you like that mini skirt, 'cause all your other options laying ashes in the dirt. Gasoline, sparking that I'm leaving town. You'll find a dead old trailer, well, it's burned to the ground. Well, a trailer home wasn't my dream either, and these late bills that don't pile up on my own. I tried for all of these troubled years to please her. Oh, Louise, I'm gonna make it home alone. Oh, Louise, I'm gonna make it home alone. Oh, Louise, I'm gonna make it home alone. Oh, thank you guys. My wife is here. She loves that second wife joke at the beginning of that. She laughs every time. She laughs all the way home, usually in the car. I'm going to try something that I probably shouldn't do, which is a brand new song that I wrote this week. So this is called, I hope you like it. This is called The Extra Mile is a Gravel Road. Am I settled in my lane? Is my bucket overfilled? Have these years just gone to waste? Is that a calling? Is there even such a thing? Is this wool over my eyes? Who pulled it? Was it me? Are you applauding? The extra mile is a gravel road. Would I do this all again? Or the ditch is the best part? Do you remember on the cold of the weekends? Well, a failure on my name, is that all just in my head? If they lose these last few teeth, what's left to kick in? The extra mile is a gravel road. I don't hear your voice, I see your shadows, and I don't feel the weight from your battles. Standing in armor on the beach, challenge the ocean wave by wave. Do you feel this way as well? I listen when you sing. Do you hear it when I'm screaming at the wall? That bucket overfilled, smile up and down my lane. If it's zooming into my head for this calling, the extra mile is a gravel road. Thank y'all so much. Swap over here and play this guitar. We had a nice drive up from Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is about 4 hours south of here. Had a nice ride up 75. It's really a pretty drive. And it's kind of, thinking about this song, I was glad to see it was on the set list because This song is one, I literally did write it on this same interstate on I-75, and it's mentioned prominently in this song as well, so you'll hear it. But it's about my hatred for the state of Ohio. And being this close to Kentucky, this is the second time I played Lexington. The last time I was here, I played this song because I lost a bet because Kentucky Wildcats beat the Tennessee Volunteers. And so this time, I'm not playing it because I lost the bet, I'm just playing it because I like it. So is there anybody here from Ohio? Good. Here we go. In Ohio, I would pray to God every day that I could move back to Tennessee and those hills far away. Well, there ain't no feeling better, and it stands the test of time when you cross over that Kentucky-Tennessee line. Well, the winters in Ohio, they last all the winter long, and the first snowflake of each year is the last one that is gone. There's a 10-degree difference in the temperature baseline when you cross over that Kentucky-Tennessee line. You can fit 3 Ohios and the great state of Montana, and close saying to mountain ranges, a hill in Indiana. But the cruise control on 80 down on south I-75 across over that Kentucky-Tennessee line. When I finally left Ohio, the first thing to become clear is that the best view of the whole damn state is in the rearview mirror. The only thing that I will miss is all of them friends I left behind when I crossed over that Kentucky-Tennessee line. Well, Lexington and Louisville themselves will just have to suffer. From north to south, the whole Bluegrass state ain't quite enough buffer. But the cruise control on 80 down on south I-75 cross over that Kentucky-Tennessee line. Well, the best part of Ohio is the people you meet there. And who am I to judge a place that don't seem too fair? So all the good folks of Ohio should agree and then align to cross over that Kentucky-Tennessee line. Hey, let's just move the whole Kentucky-Tennessee line.
I don't think you're going to get too much hate from people hating on Ohio around here.
I'm on the right side of the river. For real, I did play that song in Cincinnati, and it got 0 smiles or laughs or anything. I thought it was funny, but woo, boy, it did not. They didn't have a sense of humor about it.
But we do love our cats, so don't make fun of the cat
yeah. Hands off. Like I said, I done lost a bet to him once. So.
First of all, I'm personally really excited that you played that song, The Extra Mile as a Gravel Road. I thought you crushed that. I'm sure the listeners of Red Barn Radio also would agree.
I got it in the outfield. I didn't get it over the I got it in the outfield.
Oh, well,
I'm getting better at it.
Hey, if that's just an RBI, like, I'm excited to see when it's a home run then, because that was really good. So, Randy, kind of walk us through, you alluded to writing a song in 2016, so kind of walk us through, like, what it was like when you released your first album, because it was critically acclaimed and really acclaimed by listeners. You were mentioned by Relix Magazine and No Depression. So why do you think that product from that first album really resonated with those folks?
I still get people all the time talking about it. I think the title really gets everybody right out of the gate, because Songs from the Suck, it's weird, and it makes people feel weird things about whatever, right? But it's Suck Creek runs into the Tennessee River right by my house, so that's really what it is. But only people around Chattanooga get the joke, right? The second one I did was called Moccasin Bender. Same joke. Moccasin Bend is our mental health facility in Chattanooga, so Moccasin Bender, right? So I got to quit making all these Chattanooga jokes and titles because they're not landing outside of the city. But I think people saw the title and they kind of started listening to it a little bit on Spotify, and then I got requests for reviews. I tried. It's funny. I had sent out requests to try to get reviews, and nothing. But like 6 months after it released, all of a sudden it started picking up steam on its own, and then I started getting requests. It was really neat. So that was cool. But yeah, it was in 2016. I went to Europe with a bluegrass band and toured for about a month, and I fell in love with touring, and I fell in love with just the grind of being on the road. I really, really, really love it. And I figured that this was the best way to do it, was to start solo stuff. So I started writing an album in 2015, and I recorded it in 2016. And then from that point forward, it's just been kind of slow motion play. I've just been playing on the side as a side job because I got a full-time job, but yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your full-time job for those who don't know what you do other than play music, because it's pretty cool too.
Yeah, I'm a fire captain for the city of Chattanooga. I've been a firefighter for 24 years. I work on Engine 22, which is just single company engines. Pretty cool place. It's about 3 miles from my house, so it works out really good. Yeah, and I've been, like I said, I've been there for 24 years. I've got 1 year left before I can retire. So that was the whole idea, was the last 10 years to try to build some kind of touring career that I could leave the fire department and then just go around and tour whenever I wanted to. That's the hope. We'll see.
I mean, it seems like it's going pretty well for you so far.
So far, it's been working out.
Yeah. I would definitely think so, at least. So it sounds like you're living like a really interesting life. You're going into burning buildings. You're touring all over the world. Or, yeah, I guess the world. You mentioned to me earlier before this, you were really into like whitewater rafting and how that kind of got you prepared to road dog it. So kind of walk us through how, what that kind of meant to you and kind of the life of adventure that you've lived so far.
Yeah, sure thing. I grew up, like I said, in Bradley County, Tennessee, which is on the border of southeast Tennessee, northwest Georgia, and western North Carolina, like right where all three of those kind of meet. And right there is a really cool couple of really great rivers, and I grew up on the Ocoee River, and I started guiding rafts out there when I was just out of high school working. And, I really learned from the river. I got blessed by the rivers, and the more I traveled the rivers, the better times I had, the more friends I made, and the better really my life got. I met my wife on the river, and we traveled around quite a bit. When we got married and before we had kids, and our traveling was just exploring different rivers, and I just sleeping in the back of the truck, like we just threw a mat back there, and we would just sleep in the back of the truck all the time, and that's what I do now. So now that's what I do on tour. It works out pretty good. I just sleep in the truck. For the most part, Walmarts in the South are pretty good about letting you crash, I've hit a few snags here and there, but it's not too bad for the most part, I would say that traveling around part and learning how to live dirtbag was essential to my touring lifestyle. Not this time. I brought my beautiful wife with me, so
living in luxury this week.
Yeah, this time I'm living in luxury. Yeah, that's why she got invited.
Well, so you were talking to me earlier a little bit how the area that you've kind of built some following in is like the southeast part of the United States and the Southeast Conference area, essentially.
Yeah.
So you have a song called Mobile Soon.
Mm-hmm.
Was this influenced by like driving in that area because of touring, or like is there like some sort of like life story behind that? Kind of fill us in on how that, and it's, that song, it won an award for Bluegrass Song of the Year, so that's kind of a big thing. So kind of tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that song was it's been really cool for me. I'd never even been to Mobile, Alabama, actually, when I wrote the song. It was really more about the character in the song. His perspective, Mobile was important to it, and the city of Mobile was important, mainly because of just some of the lyrics in the song. But after we put that out, it ended up getting nominated for Independent Music Award. And then we got to go to New York City and we got to go to the Lincoln Center. We go to the Lincoln Center, and they had like all this, it was wild, all these cameras, and we had a backdrop and everything. And John McEwen was there. He got nominated for one too. And so John McEwen is a banjo player for Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, if you don't know. He's a legendary banjo player, and I love playing the banjo. I love everything about the banjo. So having John McEwen standing right next to me, and I was like, oh man, this is wild. And he won. He won like everything that was out there. But anyway, so that song has always been good to me, and I don't play it enough, but I'm gonna play it tonight. But it slows down the set on stage with the bluegrass band. I'm glad to have here this songwriter kind of style, being able to do this, because then I don't have to. Well, you know, some of these songs are a little better without, you know, a whole bunch of people back here. Some of these songs are worse, like that last one. That would have been great to have a big old mandolin solo in it. I start dancing a little bit whenever I start. That's where the solos usually go. If you see me dancing, that's what it is.
Well, I have one more question for you, and we'll get back to some music. So before COVID kind of happened, you had clocked in about 90 shows, and you had played in 17 states. So going from just moving and doing all kinds of shows to essentially doing no shows, how does that kind of affect you as a musician and like your songwriting process and just creating art and music?
That year, so that 2019 year was big. For me personally, just it was big just because of the amount of playing I did. On top of that, 90 shows, I actually ended up doing more like 106 when you factored in all the local shows and stuff I did. That was like working 60 hours a week, and the whole, so it was that was a full-on year. And when COVID happened, my wife was like, thank God, let's chill out for a little bit. And I was like that too, because it was going, I was burning the candle on both ends and one in the middle, you know. But that year I really did pick up a lot. I got a lot better, I got a lot thicker skin, playing out on, you know, playing pizza joints and bar joint and, you know, breweries all the time. You got to have thick skin. Did you get it? You know, I got it that year. COVID itself was, I really was focused almost solely on back to work on fire departments, because it was such a challenging time for us as a fire department. We were constantly faced with, you know, new things that we were trying to do. So COVID was really, that was the main focus. I was writing music some. Obviously I wasn't performing, and I didn't do any of the live streams or anything like that. There was I know some people who did, and they were great. I enjoyed watching a bunch of them, but I was just honestly was focused on, you know, first responder stuff for the most part. But then once we got out of it, I think one of the better things is, I think when we come out of COVID, I really found a better perspective as to what I wanted to do, what I wanted to be, and also didn't feel as bound to write music for other people as much as you know, it was really about writing for myself. And a lot of these, there's kind of a marked difference in some of the older songs that I'm playing and some of the newer songs, because the older songs are a lot of storytelling songs that are about other people, and the newer songs are really a lot more self-reflective. And that come from COVID on. It's been, you know, tough times all around, so it's come from all them tough times.
Well, you want to play some more music for us?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay.
Let's see here. This song is called "The Age of Ben," and this is the one this song I got into as a finalist in American Songwriter Magazine's Song of the Year in like 2022, which was like, had like 10,000 entrants or something. And I couldn't believe it. And they were like, "You made top 80," and I was like, "Well, I think I'd entered 3 songs. And when I heard it was this song, I was like, there ain't no way it's gonna win. There's no way it can win." And when you hear these lyrics, you're gonna find out why. So here we go. This is called "The Age of Ben." Melissa had a baby when she was 17, but the state took him away because his blood wasn't clean. She named him Perry, but they changed it to Ben. She never saw the face of that boy again. Well, she was sent to rehab by the Third Circuit Court, but that place was a sieve, and it was easy to score. She punched some lady over a cribbage win, and they shipped her off to Kansas to the federal pen. Well, Ben was born in April. He was adopted in May by some California ministers that took him out of state. Nobody mentioned that he came with a glitch, but you could cover him in aloe. He was born with the itch. And there were nights Felt like years where he's calling for his mama. They put him on the street when he was 15 years old. It led from Irvine then to Dallas, Atlanta, and Orlando. He tried his best to find a way to fit in, but nobody seemed to care about what happened to him. And there were nights that felt like years where he's calling for his mama. Bennett always felt like he was missing a piece, a puzzle with a hole, an axle without grease. Till he found the needle, and that started the end of a short, sad story called The Age of Ben. And there were nights that felt like years where he's calling for his mama. Goodbye, little Perry. Good night, little Ben. I hope you found what you were looking for in that opium. But I suspect it's just the same old tale. P.S. Goodbye to Melissa. I hope you're burning in hell. See, I was telling the truth, right? You can't say that to people. It's rude. You can't say that to people and expect to win competitions, I guess, is what I should say. But this next song right here is about a close buddy of mine who passed away a few years back. And I really miss him a lot. He always come to shows, so it was fun to see him at shows. And now we get to still kind of see him at shows by playing this song, which I think is cool. And it's called Cheers to Rob. And so I always say cheers to Rob. Change your ringtone to a tambourine without knowing how much it would mean. To hear that sound meant you were calling me, but you ain't calling me. Now every time I hear a tambourine, I check my pocket just to see. And I recognize that mournful sting, you ain't calling me. Seems like yesterday and it seems like a lifetime ago. I get reminded all the time when you are the last thing on my mind. You would have loved the way that Auburn played. They beat the brakes off of Ole Miss today. He would raise a glass of beer and say, God bless the SEC. The trails we used to walk are all the same, but our old apartment is completely changed. Last year fire took that Italian place. They might legalize weed. Seems like yesterday and it seems like a lifetime ago. I get reminded all the time when you are the last thing on my mind. It happens all the time. Man, I wish you were alive. I see your face and your daughter's face. She has your smile and she has your gait. And I call your dad on his birthday each January. And I know you'd hate for me to hear this song without passing a few things along. Go Auburn Tigers, War Damn Eagle, and God bless the SEC. It seems like yesterday and it seems like a lifetime ago. I get reminded all the time when you are the last thing on my mind. Was it yesterday? 'Cause it seems like a lifetime ago. I get reminded all the time when you are the last thing on my mind. It happens all the time. Man, I wish you were alive. Oh, thank you guys so much. Let's see here. I'm gonna play that Mobile song for you. It's the problem with bluegrass instruments, I never stay in tune. Like I said before, this song's been pretty good to me. I always enjoy playing it. I don't get a chance to play it all the time, so I'm glad you guys are here to hear me give it a run. See what happens. All right, it's called Mobile Soon. If we were living back in Mobile, amongst a sea of blue stem palms, maybe I could find work at the wood mill. Maybe we could move back with your mom. If we could go back just a few years, I'd never take that raise and move away. And maybe we could save ourselves a few tears. Maybe things would turn out just the same. Oh, home is where the hardest part is. And like an old wolf who's been summoned by the moon, coming back to Mobile soon. This city wears just like a collar. There ain't no feeling but the squeeze. And I swear these buildings are getting taller. And diesel smoke is hard to breathe. Oh, home is where the hardest part is. Like an old wolf who's been summoned by the moon, coming back to Mobile soon. You really made yourself at home here. Your southern drawl is all the rage. But while you're busy making friends, dear, I'm busy trying to turn the page. Them feelings kept on getting stronger till I packed my car and moved away. Just couldn't take you any longer. I like Mobile better anyways. Oh, home is where the hardest part is. And like an old wolf who's been summoned by the moon, coming back to Mobile soon.
We've got lots more music and conversation with Randy Steele coming up. I would like to take a moment to remind the listeners that Red Barn Radio live streams both tonight's and on any Wednesday remain available online for you to view at your convenience, along with live audio streams complements of WGAD.net in Central New York. Don't miss a single episode of our program, and be sure to tell your friends and share what you like about Red Barn Radio. Jack Browning is a 26-year-old artist that is hailing from the United Kingdom but has lived here in the United States. He is a sucker for blues, rock, country music, and Jack divides his time between the recording studio and the art studio and touring the UK and Europe. Browning's musical journey has taken him far and wide across the UK, Europe, and he has toured and played with such artists as Joss Stone, Gregory Porter, and the late Jeff Beck during his late teens. Jack Browning promises to leave a lasting impact in a music landscape. As we approach his live performance and recording here on Red Barn Radio, I hope you'll jump on to your favorite streaming platform and listen to his 2023 release of Red Eye Radio. Don't miss our broadcast next week with Jack Browning in studio on Red Barn Radio, live stream 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. And back to tonight's Red Barn Radio program, we would like to welcome you on our social media platforms, broadcasting from the Arts Place Performance Hall here in the horse capital of the world, Lexington, Kentucky. Welcome back, Mr. Randy Steele.
All right, thank you. This song called Adam and Rose. Adam and Rose were barely 19, the whole road ahead, hey, life unfolding. Trying to figure out the quickest way out of this one horse North Alabama town. Adam was the son of a carpenter, a local deacon, a chosen one. Rose didn't know a day without arm until she found her way into poor Adam's arm. Scared of his own shadow, he ran the table and she ran the rest. Off and running wild, Adam and Rose and an unborn child. They hit the road, Adam's mama cried, and she prayed to the Lord to keep him in his side. Rose made other plans, or so it seems, where she left him standing out at exit 17. Scared of his own shadow, he ran the table and she read the rest. Off and running wild, Adam and Rose and an unborn child. It's been 10 years or so since Rose passed away on that October night, on that November day. And Adam's still yours, and his heart gently aches when the autumn wind blows. Scared of his own shadow, he ran the table and she ran the rest. Adam and Rose, and an unborn child. Wow, thank y'all so much. I appreciate that. That song has been pretty good to me too. I got to go to Texas last year for that one. The Kerrville Folk Festival, which is one of the oldest folk festivals in the country. I think it's 52 years old this coming year. I got pulled out there to play that for that song, Adam and Rose. So I mean, it's funny the relationship you have with the songs. It's like I'm appreciative of this thing. It's kind of strange, I guess, to say. All right, here we go. This is a bluegrass song about ball bearings. There's a broken old bearing on a broken down train, and a dusty old rail yard bears my daddy's name. And I feel like that old bearing, wet and rusted in the wind, knowing there's no way that I'll ever roll again. It's hard giving, hard living, a good name. There's a new shiny bearing and a new shiny box, and it just left some rail yard on its way to the docks. And like that new bearing, when you open that box, it's gonna shine like the ice in this Jack on the Rocks. It's hard giving, hard living, a good name. When I rebuilt that wheel well, and the wheels spun around, it didn't matter which way, there's no tracks on the ground. It's hard giving, hard living, a good name. Thank you guys so much. This is pretty cool. You guys, just being here at Red Barn Radio is really, really neat. I'm standing on this place, and I'm really excited to be here. But I've got to play a song about Chattanooga, Tennessee. So here we go. This is called the Chattanooga Song. Sometimes when I must wander, or I must spread my wings to North Carolina or a Georgia mountain stream. Well, every time that I got those blues, my heart it longs to be with that redhead down in southeast Tennessee. Oh Lord, take me back to Chattanooga, where the sun always shines and the creeks always run and the skies are always blue and the girls are always true. Chattanooga, well, I'm coming home to you. Old pickup truck's screaming, it's coming around that bend. I'm trying to get back to that woman, but this road don't seem to end. The sweetest sight that I've ever seen is crossing that state line, seeing Lookout Mountain rising there on the sky. Oh Lord, take me back to Chattanooga, where the sun always shines and the creeks always run and the skies are always blue and the girls are always true. Chattanooga, well, I'm coming home to you. When my time on earth is ended and I've seen my final days, and old St. Peter opens up those big white pearly gates, Well, I know it in my heart, the first sign that I will see will say, welcome to Chattanooga, Tennessee. Oh, Lord, take me back to Chattanooga, where the sun always shines and the creeks always run and the skies are always blue and the girls are always true. Chattanooga, I'm coming home to you. Oh, Chattanooga, I'm coming home to you.
Randy Steele.
All right. Let's interview.
Yeah.
I'm
So
ready.
you kind of mentioned laying the groundwork for your career and how you've kind of wanted to go about this. You have like a pretty particular like map you've kind of made of what you're looking to do. So you started off doing solo work at the beginning, and you're talking about how you've kind of evolved into, as you've gotten more prepared to come to the end of your working career and getting into your music career. But you started doing a band in 2021. So kind of walk us through what it was like to put this band together and kind of how you met those guys and the influences that kind of led to that.
So I got into bluegrass. I got into playing the banjo. And you know how you get into something and like for the first couple of years, you're just doing it by yourself, and you start playing with people, and then so that kind of moved for me in my 20s that way until I was in my 30s, and then I met a bunch of 20-year-olds while I was in my 30s, and they were all bluegrass guys, and so I started playing with those guys, and we formed a band called Slim Pickens Bluegrass. That's the band that I've been in since then. It's in 2008. And we've won a couple awards, and that's the band that I toured in Europe with, and we've toured in Montana, and we've been really, really close friends for a long time, for 15 years now. And so the band has been really a group of friends who've, you know, as we've grown, kids have gotten bigger, you know, they've watched my kids grow, and they're a little bit younger than me, so their kids they're back, they're still a little ways back, you know. So they can't really tour when it comes, they're in the stage of life where they can't really get out on the road. So I kidnapped the fellows in that band that could, and then formed another band because I love all of those guys, and we had a great time playing together. We always do. And then so I took John Bulware, which is a great fiddle player, but he's also a really good mandolin player, and we put him on mandolin. And I kidnapped our bass player, and then we took a guitar player named Tyler Martelli, who's a great guitar player. He plays with a band called Strung Like a Horse, and we took him around, and he went with us to Europe, and then I added him to what ended up being called the High Cold Wind, because the EP was called the High Cold Wind. So there's that band, Randy Steele and the High Cold Wind, ended up getting some festival gigs, which was something really unexpected for me. I didn't think that would happen. I just thought we were going to have a good time. But even before the CD was out, just from playing in Chattanooga, we started getting offers from stuff, and we still get them. It's just everybody's in different. Nobody can do everything right now. So, you know, I'm hoping that band in about a year and a half really is able to kind of take off and play and tour more. But we'll see how it goes. You know, it's always tough. But come check us out online. We're always playing. Randy Steele and the High Cold Wind. We got shows this weekend. Yeah, but that's pretty much how the band that I've been touring with here recently. That's how that whole thing kind of got started. It's kind of a conglomeration of what I consider to be my family band that I've been playing with for 15 years. Just some people that come in and out, you know.
People that you like so much you had to play with them in another band.
That's it. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, we start new bands for people. We got too many people in the band, you know. Circle got too big.
Being from Chattanooga, I actually saw, it was just a funny picture, but someone took a picture of one of those like wall etchings, you know, the original Facebook, but like you go into a bathroom and there's like something interesting. Sometimes it's really wise, sometimes it's full of crap. And this one was, it said, "Don't Nashville my Chattanooga." So kind of walk us through, like, is that something that's, is
funny
the Nashville scene tackling Chattanooga right now, or?
I think the Nashville scene might be tackling itself. No,
yes.
I mean, I love Nashville. I have, even though I've written bad songs about that place, I still like Nashville. And, you know, I think Chattanooga is growing. And I think we see that in different municipalities as they're getting bigger. You know, there's in the South especially because we're starting to get influxes of folks from all over, which is cool, man. I'm cool with it. Some people they don't like it though. I'm cool with it. We got people from Illinois here and Washington. They just showed up, right? I was a little nervous when they got here because I thought I was a family member I didn't know. But yeah, I think we're seeing that all over the Southeast. I mean, you go try driving through Atlanta right now. There's just a really big influx of people, which in the Southeast long enough that I got my spot squared away. So it's the other folks that don't, they get fussy.
Well, I mean, I would imagine you've probably met some really cool people touring in the areas that you have. Where are some like really memorable locations that you've toured that you love? Like you just are like, I can't wait to get back there.
Oh man, there's a bunch of great ones. Charleston, South Carolina has been really, really good for us as a band and for me personally. I really love going to play there, and I try to go about once or twice a year, and that's one of the places that we'll probably pick up more often as years I'm able to play more. But there's some really funky places in Charleston. This is really cool. I used to play this gig there in North Charleston at a place called The Mill, and it's like a kind of, I fall in love with dive bars, man. So like that was a place I found when I was there, and it's a kind of a dive bar metal bar. And I was like, is it cool if I come play banjo? And they were like, yeah, sure, come on. And I got like a Sunday night gig there for like, in 2019, I think I did it like maybe 3 or 4 times. Went up to the Mill, drove up South Carolina, and man, great place, super cool people. There's like a Wednesday night thing called Allendale Green, which is it's a barn jams, they call it. And it's just, you can go up there and play, and the guy who owns it, he's got a barn that's unair conditioned and got a bunch of nasty mattresses on it you can sleep on, so that's always interesting. I'll tell you a good thing about that place, and I don't want to give too many secrets away here, but in Allendale, at the place we stayed at, right in there was a little pond, right? And I like to fish, so I had a fishing pole with me, and I was like, I'm gonna go check out this pond. Man, it's stacked full of huge bass. I was laying, I ran out of lures. That's how I ended up having to quit fishing because I didn't have any lures left. So those are cool. Like you bump into stuff like that randomly all the time on the road. It's always fun how some places you don't think would be fun are really, really fun. And then some places you really look forward to, and you build them up in your head to be something, you know, and then you get there and it's not really that. But luckily this has turned out to be exactly what I thought it was going to be.
We knew that would happen here on Red Barn. We knew you would love this experience.
Yeah, this place is killer, man.
Well, we're happy to have you on. So you kind of alluded to it earlier about how you have played all these, and it's like weirdly in relation to your songs. You've played these like different areas, or like this area is like in love with this song, and we're going out and playing this festival because of this song. Yeah. So kind of walk us through, like, as an artist, how you receive something like that, because like why is that song being received so much more in that area, and why is this one being so much more received? So how do you kind of handle that, or like how do you process like
yeah that is a good question. And it is funny how it changes, what moves around. You know, that Ohio song, it gets the most streams in Ohio, you know, like all joking aside, that's where it's the most popular. And you know, I guess maybe I'm kind of geographically I'm geographically like minded a little bit somewhat. And just because I love traveling, and that, truthfully, playing music is a vehicle to travel. Like, that's what I just want to travel around and see as much as I can while we're all here, you know, see what's here. So those are easy ways to write songs, honestly. Like, some of it, you get started and you start, you know, you come up with a story and you're like, all right, setting. And then you're like, I'm just going to describe the setting instead because the setting is way cooler, you know. And then the setting becomes this huge part or a big character in the story. As opposed to just the story itself. I have a tendency to do that a little bit. And I don't know, this is really just a kind of a heavy geographic set. It's not like that all my songs, I promise. I'm sitting here thinking about, I'm looking at the set list now, I'm like, dang, I don't mention anything else. Oh, I'm good. I think I'm good.
Well, man, you want to play some more tunes for us?
I would love to. I want to try new ones out. Is that cool?
Please, by all means.
All right.
We would love to hear these new tunes.
I'm gonna play. I'm in the process of doing some recording right now, and I'm recording a couple of new songs in the fall. I've already done a big chunk of recording, and we're gonna be moving forward for a new album that hopefully is gonna be coming out next year, right about the time I retire. That's the goal. That's the goal, right? I'm gonna retire, put that album out, and I'm gonna tour after that for about 2 weeks, and then my wife's gonna come home, I'm pretty sure. All right, well, this is called Good Morning, Goodbye. It's cold in this house, frosty like a glass. Maybe there's a window open, maybe it's me. She's quit moving her mouth, only speaks when she's asked, but she could write volumes with her eyes. My mind is stamped with your old makeup, tears and bloodshot eyes, and late night cries and a good morning, goodbye. Everything is broke, nothing around here works at all. Well, maybe there's a breaker thrown, or maybe they shut it off. It was all my fault, I shouldn't leave her on her own. Might as well call the same. And my mind is stamped with your old makeup, tears and bloodshot eyes, and late night cries and a good morning, goodbye. There's cracks in the walls, and the floor leans to the west. I wish I had the cash to leave, maybe next week. I would rather be haunted by a spirit and sheets and chains. It would be easier on the heart than living this way. My mind is stamped with your old makeup, tears and bloodshot eyes, and the late night cries and a good morning, goodbye. Oh, thank y'all so much. I'm gonna try another new one out on you. I say this is new. I've been saying this song is new on stage every time I play it for 2 years. Because I think new's relative, you know? So this is relatively new. This is called This Heart Is Closed. A smile so intriguing hides a purpose unclear. Keeps me banging my head against the wall every time you come near. You seem so inviting, and you act so sincere. But in the end, it's a numbers game, I'm close to zero. Torn down all my bridges, set fire to the road. This heart is closed. I'm a host unsuspecting, and you're a germ in the air, and the magic of breathing you in, ta-da, hopeless despair. But I can't play the victim, 'cause I know better, I swear. But time again I fall for your skin and the smell of your hair. I torn down all my bridges, set fire to the road. This heart is cold. But maybe this time it's different, although it feels just the same. I run to you just as fast as I can, but you don't know my name. I torn down all my bridges, I set fire to the road. This heart is closed. Torn down all my bridges, set fire to the road. This heart is cold. Oh, thank y'all so much. Let's see. Well, I'm going to play a song called A Big Talking Woman. This is on that second one I released I was telling you about called Moccasin Bender. So if you're looking for something for a Christmas present for a good relative or friend of yours, you should go get them the Moccasin Bender EP. Certified gold fresh by me. But a very different version of this song was on there. This is called A Big Talking Woman. He's down on his luck, she's colder than a coffin. He's trying to get back up, but the world just won't soften. And she lays into him hard every night when he comes in. Where you been, big fella? Late night at work again. He rolls his eyes enough to pull them from socket. He flips out the line and of them back pockets, but gestures and pause, and he won't soon forget that her mama told her this was Eminem. Big talking woman, hard-headed man, it don't matter what you're saying, darling, he ain't listening. He's sleeping on the couch, but he ain't really sleeping, just tossing and turning and late night TV, and then his mind replays the scene. What he wish he would have said, but the moment's gone like a broken thread. Big talking woman, hard-headed man, it don't matter what you're saying, darling, he ain't listening. At 11 a.m. His head is steady pounding from last night's gin. Then she pours it on again about him staying out all night and how her mama told her and how her mama was right. Big talking woman, hard-headed man, it don't matter what you're saying, darling, he ain't listening.
There are many people that we'd like to thank for our broadcast, but first, Mr. Randy Steele, our guest tonight for Red Barn Radio. So we'd like to thank all of you, our listeners, and those of you watching with us on social media, and those of you listening on our growing network of Red Barn Radio stations and media worldwide. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn's premier radio partner, Central and Eastern Kentucky's radio leader. You can listen online at weku.org. It's your chance to hear more great live music from Red Barn Radio and WEKU NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Those of you here in Central Kentucky, be sure to check out Red Barn TV, our weekly program of music, now on ABC 36 WTVQ. Red Barn Radio comes to you from our home, the Arts Place Performance Hall in downtown Lexington, Kentucky. Our website has updates and further information on our guest and future programs. We are on the web at redbarnradio.com. And before we close out tonight's program, let's bring back Mr. Randy Steele.
All right. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. It's called 83018. Well, frankly, this whole thing has gotten out of hand. Like a permanent structure being built in the sand, or a buck-ass private being put in command of a war-bound USS Abraham. How many times must a hammer come down before we pick up a nail and turn this thing around? It's like we keep falling deeper and deeper into a shallow grave. Well, anger, bitterness, deception, and strife, and stupidity just seem to be raining from the sky. And I'm tired of being put upon and spit upon and lied to by every baby boomer in a dark blue suit. Well, the only thing I know is that I don't know it all, and I know you don't either. Feels like the whole damn world can't even concentrate. Lord, we couldn't hit a meatball thrown right across the plate. We should be rounding bases, this shouldn't be a challenge, but instead we're burning mountains for a couple miles a gallon. If I turn off my TV, if I turn off my computer, well, that stops some crazy people from shooting up the school. Well, the only thing I know is that I don't know it all, and I know you don't either. Well, the history books say that we were simply complacent. We relied too much on others. We were way too patient. We were misinformed or too informed or just ignored and downplayed the fact that these things ain't going away. Or what I say that we kept falling deeper and deeper and deeper into a shallow grave. Well, the only thing I know is that I don't know it all, and I know you don't either. Well, the only thing I know is that I don't know it all, and I know you don't either.
And that is all for our show this week. You can see and hear Red Barn Radio worldwide as we stream live on the web on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. And it's always great to hear from you, our listeners who are listening on the Red Barn Radio's archive performances on your favorite streaming platforms. Speaking of you, our listeners and viewers, please before, during, and after you enjoy Red Barn Radio, take just a moment to engage with us. Your comments, your sharing, and certainly the choice to subscribe to our newsletter matter to us so much. It will keep us growing and continuing our mission for roots music, Southern style, to your neck of the woods and beyond. And now we bid you to good night, and let's stick together, let's appreciate each other, and let's join up next week for another great evening of music and conversation on Red Barn Radio. I am your guest host, Austin Shuck, and we will see you next time.